An exposed service entrance cable constitutes a significant electrical hazard. It should be properly protected to prevent electrocution or electrical fires. The installation of the service entrance cable is not in accordance with electrical codes. It should be enclosed in a conduit or buried underground. Possible reasons for the exposed cable: firstly, the service entrance cable may not have been installed correctly during construction. Secondly, the soil around the cable may have eroded over time, exposing it. Thirdly, animals or vegetation may have damaged the covering of the cable. It is imperative that the exposed service entrance cable be addressed immediately by a qualified electrician. The electrician should firstly inspect all exposed electrical components for damage. Secondly, install a protective conduit or bury the cable underground. Thirdly, inspect the electrical panel and all wiring to ensure it is up to code. Until the hazard is addressed, take the following precautions. Firstly, avoid touching or coming into contact with the exposed cable. Secondly, keep children and pets away from the area. Thirdly, contact your local utility company immediately to report the issue. Electrical codes, such as the National Electrical Code, or NEC, provide detailed requirements for the safe installation of electrical systems, including service entrance cables. Proper grounding and bonding are crucial to minimize the risk of electrical shock. The NEC Section 250 covers grounding and bonding requirements. Conductors must be adequately sized to handle the anticipated load. NEC Table 310.16 provides ampacity ratings for conductors. Overcurrent protection devices, such as circuit breakers and fuses, protect conductors from overload. NEC Section 240 covers overcurrent protection. Enclosures and raceways provide physical protection for conductors and equipment. NEC Chapter 3 covers wiring methods and materials. Service entrance cables must be properly supported and secured. NEC Section 338 covers service entrance cable installation requirements. The working space around electrical equipment must be maintained for safety. NEC Section 110.26 covers workspace requirements. Electrical equipment must be listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory. NEC Section 110.3 covers equipment listing and labeling. Improper electrical installations can lead to fire hazards. Arcing faults and ground faults can ignite nearby materials. Electrical fires can spread rapidly and cause significant damage. Regular electrical inspections can identify potential hazards and prevent fires. Qualified electricians are trained to identify and correct electrical problems. Homeowners should never attempt electrical repairs unless they are qualified to do so. Working with electricity can be dangerous and potentially fatal. Service entrance cables are used to bring power from the utility company's distribution system to a building's electrical panel. The service entrance cable typically consists of multiple conductors insulated with a protective covering. The size of the service entrance cable depends on the building's electrical load. The service entrance cable must be properly connected to the electrical panel. The electrical panel distributes power to various circuits throughout the building. Each circuit is protected by a circuit breaker or fuse. The circuit breaker or fuse is designed to trip or blow if the circuit is overloaded. This protects the wiring and equipment from damage. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source. This helps to trip the circuit breaker or fuse and prevent electrical shock. Bonding connects all metal parts of the electrical system together. This helps to ensure that all metal parts are at the same potential, reducing the risk of electrical shock. Surge protection devices protect electrical equipment from voltage surges. Voltage surges can damage sensitive electronic equipment. Surge protection devices divert excess voltage to ground. Arc fault circuit interrupters, or RFCs, protect against arc faults. Arc faults can cause fires. RFCs detect arc faults and trip the circuit breaker. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, protect against ground faults. Ground faults can cause electrical shock. GFCIs detect ground faults and trip the circuit breaker. Tamper-resistant receptacles, or TRRs, prevent children from inserting objects into electrical outlets. TRR have shutters that block the slots unless a plug is inserted. Lighting fixtures must be properly installed and grounded. Overheated lighting fixtures can cause fires. Smoke detectors provide early warning of a fire. Smoke detectors should be installed on every level of the home. Carbon monoxide detectors provide early warning of carbon monoxide poisoning. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be deadly. Electrical safety is a serious concern. By following the safety precautions, you can minimize the risk of electrical shock and fire. If you have any questions about electrical safety, consult with a qualified electrician. Service entrance cables are typically installed by a qualified electrician. The electrician will ensure that the cable is properly sized, installed, and grounded. The electrician will also inspect the electrical panel and all wiring to ensure that it is up to code. Regular electrical inspections can help to identify potential problems before they become serious. Electrical inspections are typically performed by a qualified electrician. The electrician will inspect the electrical panel, wiring, and grounding system. The electrician will also check for any code violations. If any problems are found, the electrician will recommend repairs. Maintaining your electrical system is important for safety. By following the safety precautions and having regular electrical inspections, you can help to prevent electrical shock and fire. Here are some additional safety tips. Firstly, never overload circuits. Secondly, never use extension cords as a permanent wiring solution. Thirdly, replace frayed or damaged cords immediately. Fourthly, keep electrical appliances away from water. Fifthly, teach children about electrical safety. Sixthly, test smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors monthly. Seventhly, have your electrical system inspected regularly by a qualified electrician. By following these safety tips, you can help to keep your home safe from electrical hazards. Electrical codes are constantly evolving to improve safety. It is important to stay up to date on the latest code requirements. Qualified electricians are trained on the latest code requirements. They can ensure that your electrical system is installed and maintained in accordance with the code. When working with electricity, always disconnect the power at the circuit breaker or fuse box. Use insulated tools and wear rubber gloves. Never work on electrical equipment while standing in water. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician. Electricity is a powerful force that can be dangerous if not handled properly. By following the safety precautions and hiring a qualified electrician, you can minimize the risk of electrical shock and fire. In addition to the NEC, there may be local electrical codes that apply in your area. Check with your local building department to find out what codes are in effect. The local utility company may also have requirements for service entrance cables. Check with your utility company for more information. When installing a service entrance cable, it is important to obtain the necessary permits. The building department will inspect the installation to ensure that it meets code requirements. Failure to obtain the necessary permits can result in fines and penalties. It is also important to have the installation inspected by a qualified electrician. The electrician will ensure that the installation is safe and meets code requirements. The electrical panel is the heart of your electrical system. It distributes power to various circuits throughout the building. The electrical panel must be properly sized to handle the electrical load of the building. The electrical panel must also be properly grounded. The circuit breakers or fuses in the electrical panel protect the wiring and equipment from overload. The circuit breakers or fuses should be sized according to the ampacity of the wiring. If a circuit breaker or fuse trips or blows frequently, it may indicate a problem with the wiring or equipment. In this case, you should consult with a qualified electrician. The wiring in your home should be inspected regularly for damage. Damaged wiring can cause electrical shock and fire. If you find any damaged wiring, you should have it repaired immediately by a qualified electrician. Extension cords should only be used as a temporary wiring solution. They should not be used to power appliances for extended periods of time. Extension cords can overheat and cause fires. If you need to power an appliance for an extended period of time, you should have a permanent outlet installed by a qualified electrician. Electrical appliances should be kept away from water. Water can conduct electricity and cause an electrical shock. Never use electrical appliances while standing in water. If an electrical appliance falls into water, disconnect the power of the circuit breaker or fuse box before attempting to retrieve the appliance. Teach children about electrical safety. Explain the dangers of electricity and how to avoid electrical shock. Keep electrical outlets covered with tamper-resistant receptacles. Never allow children to play with electrical cords or appliances. Test smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors monthly. Replace the batteries in smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors at least once a year. Have your electrical system inspected regularly by a qualified electrician. Regular electrical inspections can help to identify potential problems before they become serious. By following these safety tips, you can help to keep your home safe from electrical hazards. The cost of repairing or replacing a service entrance cable can vary depending on the extent of the damage. The cost of an electrical inspection can also vary depending on the size of the home and the complexity of the electrical system. However, the cost of these services is a small price to pay for the safety of your home and family. Don't take risks with electricity. If you have any concerns about the safety of your electrical system, consult with a qualified electrician. It is always better to be safe than sorry. In addition to the safety precautions, it is also important to conserve energy. Conserving energy can save you money on your electric bill and help to protect the environment. There are many ways to conserve energy. You can turn off lights when you leave a room, unplug appliances when you are not using them, and use energy-efficient light bulbs. You can also insulate your home to reduce heat loss in the winter and heat gain in the summer. By conserving energy, you can reduce your carbon footprint and help to create a more sustainable future. Electrical safety and energy conservation are both important aspects of responsible home ownership. By following the safety precautions and conserving energy, you can create a safer and more sustainable home. Remember, when in doubt, consult with a qualified electrician. They have the knowledge and experience to help you with all of your electrical needs.